Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be creating another video today on Canva.com. If you're not quite sure what Canva.com is, don't worry, I am going to tell you. Canva.com is a wonderful site for graphic design. Now, you can design anything from Facebook posts, Instagram, and that can be for your business and your personal account as well. You have your social graphics, web banners, you have presentations, you even have your CVs, YouTube banners, so many things. So anything that you want to design and put your ideas into form, Canva.com is going to allow you. And right now, Canva does offer 30 days on their Pro, and that gives you all of the features free for 30 days. And if you want to know how you can take advantage of that, you can find that in the description below as well. And when you're checking out the description, do hit the bell, subscribe to us, and drop a comment and let us know what you want to learn how to design in the comments. Alright, so today we're going to be focusing more so on the business side of it, such as the presentations. We've went over t-shirts, postcards, Facebook posts before in our previous videos. That's why it's important to subscribe to catch those. So today, of course, presentations, you're going to come here to templates. Once you log in to this, you're going to find it right here. So discover templates. So when you come to your home, this is it. This is everything that you have. So you'll sign in and you can create a design as well. Or you can see that the templates are right here, in which I love to work with the templates, because if you're not quite sure of an idea, you can kind of play with a little bit what they already have, delete something, change something, and you can even create one based off that template, just a blank page, and just kind of copy and see and do it from scratch as well. So the templates really offer you a full range of support here. Alright, just to kind of remind you guys, if you didn't catch our previous videos, you have all of your designs. You even have a brand kit. So a brand kit is like you can choose your logo if you have a special logo, and even color palettes as well. You can do that. And you're going to find that here. Content planner, if you're trying to design something, you can find it here as well. You can create a team of designers. You can have up to 4 as well without paying for them. So if you have 4 different designers working on your projects, that's where you're going to create your team. All of your folders that you save, even the stuff that you put in trash, you can find that in trash here as well. I recommend it for you. So let's go to our templates. Let's get down to business, and let's go to presentations. And we're going to see what we have to offer. Now, once you come here, you're going to be able to see by category. So like simple, right? Education, marketing, companies, professional, brand, guidelines, creative, animated, business, technology, architecture, listing, portfolio, cool, and pitch deck. So you have a lot of these to go from, right? So whatever you're making this presentation for, even if it's for school, perfect, right? So you have these. When you click the arrow, you can see even more come up. So don't worry if you're thinking that they don't have it. You have all of them right here. Alright, let's go over. Typically with presentations, you're going to find this basically just in, when I say typically, it's because what most people do look for is for the business, right? So if they're trying to make something pretty cool for their boss or for their project for work, you're going to find it for business or their education, right? Let's be honest. So that's typically what people are making presentations for, right? So you can have those, and that's kind of what I want to go on today to show you how to do as well. I'm going to click on education. All right. And these are the templates here. So like the class syllabus, show and tell, class requirements and rules. So wonderful, great for teachers as well. I'm Teacher Brill, right? Book report for English class, super cool as well. And you can see when you highlight over them, it's multiple pages. So 1 of 16, right? So when you click, you're going to be able to see what this looks like, right? So you can see all the pages, and you can see if that's what you like as well. And it kind of gives you an idea how to create them. Now, don't be worried. Usually, if you are making a presentation, you kind of already know what it's about. Not a big deal either. So let's do this one. So if I don't want to do it now, but I like it and I want to go back to it later, I can heart it, right? So let's go to customize this design. All right, let's see. All right, now I'm going to have it loaded up, and you can see now. The name of the title here, you can see like beige, green, and blue, illustration, book report, education, presentation. If you want to change that, you just click here, and you can change the name of that. Just highlight and change, like my presentation, for example, right? And you can do this. This is how you're going to change all the name of your files. So if you need to make more than one copy, for example, you can do that right here. All right, so let's give it a shot. Now, so if you notice, there are multiple pages, right? of these, and you can see, and you'll select them from here. This is the presentation. Now it's a little bit different from like your post, right? So your post, you can usually just kind of scroll down, and you can as well here, but you'll just see like new page, right? And you can do that here to add a page. So when we're speaking about the design of this, let's go to the first one, book report for English class, right? Now, of course, you can see each thing that you highlight over, just like all of the other designs, you will see that little blue outline, right? So this is the page, the border line of the presentation. So this is all of your space, your entire working space you're going to have for your presentations, right? So like, for example, if I don't want this guy, I can just click and delete, right? And that's how we're going to get there. If I want to put him back and I made a mistake, there we go. So you'll click right here in the undo. Alright, so Groverwood High School, right? So this is the education that I was speaking about, right? So there you have the title, or the school, like, so you can think of it as not the title, but the heading, kind of, somewhat, right? So there's two of them. Don't worry, you can change them too. I can say, I'm just going to make it pretty simple. My high school, right? Because I'm old, I'm not in high school. And you can highlight as well. And you want to change that. We can say what War and Peace, right? Great book. And we can just use that. War and Peace. My high school, War and Peace. And you can change the font as well, and the font color, all right here. Now, if you created your designs as well for the colors, I chose blue and red. This is just mine, and you see Untitled palette, you can name that too. I can just select it here, or if you just want to do a different color, like purple, you can, and you can see. The same, of course, with the same color, it's just like Word, so if you want to make that bigger, you can click the arrows, or you can do a custom, the same, right? So whichever you want, do row 4. And you can make it italics, right? And you can change the font as well, just like this. So you can change them however you want. And there you go. That is it. That's it for the name, the title. Now, if you're not sure quite how, if you like this and you don't want that as well, you can just always click, delete, right? So click delete, there you go. And I can just change all of them as well. You can see by going back. And if you want to add an additional text to this as well, you can, like subheading, a body text, right? Drag, drop, or double click, and you can have this. And you can also make this bigger. The same by stretching and pulling. Click on the compass looking type deal, and you can actually add a new text to it as well. By Liv Tolstoy, right? By Liv Tolstoy, and the same. So re-added that as well. And you can kind of rotate this too. You can see how you can make this flip and change, right? So we can do that, and we can change this as well. Even for the guy, let's see, that's a little tricky because it puts over, right? And we can drag it here. Even the guy, you can even change his position, right? How he is, right? So the same way. Now, you can see like, wow, it's a cool guy, but you want to really change him on his picture. And this goes for anything. You can find that in elements or photos as well. You can see these colors. So the black, obviously the black, you have the green, like his pants. This color is for his hair. Let's change his hair to, let's say, red. Now you can see the blue of his shirt, we can say like this. And his pants we can change into like a gray, right? So you can change that as well. Now you have that fully, and even you can change his skin color as well, right? So you can make him like this. And so like a Smurf kind of, right? So that's what we chose. So you have that full on capacity to change every detail. Even the black, if you really want to make it like pretty cool too, I mean the outline you can change. So it's completely up to you. So you can see. And this is how you're changing everything into your presentation, right? So now you see, you kind of get the idea for the presentation as you're going, right? You can see that, yeah, you have some pretty cool things here like bibliographical information. This is all of the information, of course, you're going to have to change. So now with the text, you know how to do. Right, we know how to change fonts, we know how to change the size of it, right? We know how to change the color of the font, italics, and so forth, etc. Even the dots we can add, right? So you know that, how to do this. And if you're writing a paper, and especially if you're in high school, I do hope you know how to work with Word at least, right? I hope so. So you can do this in this way. So the same for this picture with the woman. You can see the colors of the outline of the picture. We can change as well, right? So we can have that. But let's get into something a little bit different, right? Let's go to the first, just because you're kind of familiar with what I've done, and we can animate it a little bit. So now we have the text. Now what about effects, right? So we can actually make the effects of that writing a little bit different, right? So we have glitch, neon, right? And glitch is that color. You can change the colors here as well, like this, right? So that's our colors, and we've done that. So we can have it curved like this, War and Peace. We have none. That's the shape of it. And this is the styles that they have to offer. Now you can create an offset, and you can see that when you change the offset, it actually makes it bigger or none, right? So we have this as well. So you have style, the shape of it, like none, or you can make it curved, right? And so we can leave that. Now, that is the effects of the type. So anytime you do this, like if I click on this as well, obviously I can change to the curve, right? Or none, the same deal. So you have that same situation, right? All right, so that's how you're going to change the text. And that's not just for this side, that's for any page. So you know that when you select this, you go to effects, you can make that there, like this, right? So you get it, right? All right, coming back, let's take a look at our guy, right? Now when I click on him, let's see, you can change the effect, the page animation, like this, right? So you can see like what's happening to the entire page as we come. Right? So he's still continuing to move, and you can see the effect that we have, right? And you can even have him glitch like a neon light and pop up the baseline and even the drift. So we're going to choose drift here, right? And even when we're selecting here, we can still animate this separately, right? So we can animate. Oh, here we go. All right, and we can have this animate, and you can see block, skate, and we can choose these. So you have many other options too as well. So you have rise, you have tumble, right, drift. Play with them a little bit, get comfortable with them, so you're gonna really be able to like have a lot of fun and grab some attention. Like, oh, that's pretty cool. Chances are, if you use Canva for your presentations, you're going to get a really good grade. So as long as you have your information right and your teacher and you follow by that, right, it's going to be super cool because you have so much more than what you typically have, like Adobe, etc., right? All right, so now we have the animations, right? You have the page animations and the text animations, right? And even with him, so we have this picture just for him, right? So the element. And that's why he's called. This is an element. And so now we went over that. You can even flip him. For example, like maybe you want him to come from the other side, and you can even change his way, right? So you can see how I'm going to flip, and you can change. So maybe you want him to come from the left to the right. You can. So you just flip them how you want. You can see? All right. So this is it for the animations. Pretty easy. It's not even pretty easy. It's very easy, right? So you can see right now. You're the professional. All right. So if you don't want the page, and you're like, oh, I don't need that, I have my idea, right? So you can duplicate the page, you can add a transition. So if you don't know what a transition is, let's see, it's how it's going to move, right? So sliding, line wipe, circle, right, and dissolve. Let's say dissolve. And you can change that time to, like, for the seconds. For how long, right? So you have that time for you as well. Now, if you don't want to have this, right, you can click here and you can say, oh, delete it. Boom, there you go. And you can undo as well, right? So you have that. Now, you can see how when I go over here, you can see that little plus, add a page. I just added a page. Now this is a blank page. Now, if you want to do something, because you're probably seeing these little boxes, right, how this is done together, I'm going to show you how to do that now, and plus add a few extras. All right, so we can add a heading, right, and we can say the life of. So I'm just putting something, right? So, and I'm going to make him bigger, right? And this is my category, and I can change. You can see I'm doing it pretty quickly, right? And as well, the life of. Now we have that. Now I can put an element. So an element can be like anything, like between lines and shapes, graphics, right? Audio, I can add audio to it in frames, right? So we have all of that. So we can go to see all for lines and shapes. And I'm going to separate my page with this, and I'm going to use this. I'm going to move him over. And I can change, see here, this little spot right here, and this one, I can change the end just by doing this. And I'll go, of course, over to the right, and I can change it to the same. And you can make them differently. And let's take a look, right? You see? And I can change the color right here, and there we go. And as well as I can change that width. You can make it thicker, right? The same. And if I don't want the dots, I can make it just a straight line. The same. All right. And if I want to flip it around, I can just rotate the same way. So everything is fully custom, right? Okay, it's a little awkward. There we go. All right. So now we have it. Now you can use shapes. Now you've seen that you can use lines. So the same thing, and you can actually make them bigger or smaller. And you know how to do that. You can create the lines right here as well to create the text. Or what I like to do too, especially if I'm going to create a box, I can just take and drop the boxes. Right? And I can take all of them the same and maybe even a circle. And I'm going to move him over, and you can see how I'm doing it together. Now I created these, and I can change the colors, for example, and then I can change that color. Let's say this one to purple, and I'm going to change that color to let's say gray, right? And then now I have like some boxes or circles, right? So some shapes. So I can put information inside of this the same way, just by text. Add the body. And where is our body? Body of text, there we go. And we have two. And I can move them over. And we can make this body of the text the same. And you just start typing and it fills in. The same, right? So we can do that, the body of the text. And there we go. And move him over too. Now you can see you can line it up. And you can start typing your information the same. Hello, this is the story of a girl, blah, 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 right? So whatever. So you can put all of this information inside of this and use it in this way as well, which I like as well. And plus, you can make it the same for like the animation, right? So if I want to have that come in, and I can make this do the stomp, right? And I want this to pan out, right? So do you see how it's a multiple effect when we come in? So you can do that too with the effects with this. So it's super cool. Also coming back to elements, that's lines and shapes. I see, I can say war, right? Type in war, and you can like drag and drop different pictures. And so you have a lot of pictures here. There we go, right? War and peace, and let's see, I will put peace now, and I can take what we have. So the dove is a symbol of peace. We can drag and drop the same. Right, and of course the same with the colors up at the top. The same way, right? So you can kind of see how it's done. And everything that I showed you too, the same before, we have. So you can change the colors, you can add, you can change, you can drop, you have everything. So just put in your information and there we go. You have that full on. So you know that this is the animation for the presentation. So as you're going, of course, you can have it still framed and not have anything moved as well. So you have all of it, right? So you have all of these pictures, so you can just type in and search and see what they have. If you noticed, when you've seen me clicking on these, see how it says free here, They're free, so that's even with a free trial or with the free use of it. But when you see them like this one, for example, it has the crown and it says Pro. So if you're taking advantage of that Pro series or that Pro version of it as well for the 30 days free, you're going to be able to use this for free too. But once that finishes, you should pay, so you have that option. So you can change them as well. So now you can see that we have it, right? So we showed you how to design that presentation. That is it. So once you have all of your information, it's the same. And that's what we created. You can see we can change the same. And so when you look at it, it can be a little confusing. It can be a little hard and think, oh man, what's going on, right? Like, I don't know how to do all of this. Well, you do. It's very simple. You just drag and drop and like fully customize everything. So even with shapes, you can create your lines and connect them and do everything that you can. And so, or everything, not that you can, but that you want, right? So once you do so, you can see that I changed the name of it. You can share it, and when you share it, you can share it with other people, right? You can present it as well, and the type. You can do like autoplay or the presenter view, right? You can change it here, and you can download it. And when you download this as well, you can do a PDF, which I do recommend, JPEG, PNG, right? You can select it here how you want to download them, and it will save to your computer. When you come here, you can present it, download it, share the link, present, and record. So if you're doing this and you must put this on like a USB drive as well, there you go. If you want to put it on a website, you can. PowerPoint, embed it, email, you can do Slack, LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn page. So many options. You can even print it if you would like. Alright guys, that is all. Do subscribe. Don't miss another video. Drop a comment below and let me know what you would like to see next. So this is all for today. You know how to create your presentation, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Goodbye.